Hey everyone, this lesson is on transformations. And this is going to be an overview, and then the next 4 lessons all deal with specific transformations. So before you can learn what the transformations are, you need to know what a transformation is. A transformation of a figure is a change in the position, shape, or size of the figure. Most of the transformations that you're going to learn about only change the position. It doesn't change the shape or the size of the figure. Now, when we're dealing with transformations, we're going to have 2 types. We're going to have the preimage and the image. The preimage is always going to be the original figure. So that means whatever shape you're given. Once we transform the original figure, then you get the image. So the image is the result of transforming the original image or the preimage. So since most of our transformations are going to look the same, it's important to know how we can tell the difference. In these 2 squares down below, they're identical. They're both the same size. The only difference is one is slidden away from the other. In these 2 squares, this square is the preimage. And this one is the image. The difference is that the image uses these dashes after each letter. These tell us that this is the image of the preimage. So whenever you look at a graph, you need to be careful and always look first for the one with just the letters by themselves. When we name this first one is just square ABCD. Once we transform it and put the dashes, now it becomes A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash. You have to make sure to put the dash after each letter. It can't just go at the end. Each one needs one. It looks a little weird, but that's the way that mathematicians do it. Now in this case, I have a diamond. It's been transformed by moving. And even though this is tilted, this is still going to be A, B, C, D. And its transformation will still be A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash. So it doesn't matter if the shape is turned. The letters always have to match each other in its spot. So if they ask what D dash matches with, D still has to match with D. If they gave you A, B, C, D, and then gave you a new square of R, S, T, and U, it's the same thing. Even though it's turned, whatever letters are matching in the way they name it, they have to match in the end. So it's really important to remember the dashes have to go after each letter, and even if the shape has been rotated or slid, the letters still have to match. So now we're ready to look at the types of transformations. There's 4 that you're going to be learning about right now. The first one is a translation. A translation is like this first square that I did. It stays in the same direction, but it just slides. And normally they're going to describe it as a vertical slide. And remember, vertical means up or down, or a horizontal slide, which means left or right. It can also be a combination of both, meaning it's slid vertically and horizontally. So make sure you pay attention when you're doing the assignment. If it asks for a shape that's just been translated vertically, that means it can only move up or down. It can't be off to the side. Next we have is a reflection. And you guys have probably learned about reflections before. That's when we have a line of symmetry. Or in elementary school, they may have given you a mirror, and you want to see what it looks like on both sides of the mirror. So a reflection just means you take a figure and you're going to flip it over the line of symmetry or the reflection line. and one shape has to look like the mirror image of the other. A rotation, they tend to just call a turn. And what that means is you're taking a shape and you're just turning it. So it's going to have the same size, but it's going to be turned a little. And then the last one, this is the rebel of the group, a dilation. A dilation is the only one that actually makes a shape larger or smaller. So for example, we could have a little star here, and then if I wanted to dilate it, a dilation means that we make it bigger or we make it smaller. So a dilation is the only one where we actually get to change the size of the shape we start with. So to review, the key word for a translation is a slide. The key word for a reflection is a flip. And a key word for a rotation is a turn. A dilation doesn't have a keyword, but you just have to remember that it either makes it larger or smaller. So let's practice naming the transformations. So if I look here, I have two triangles. First thing we need to decide is which one is the pre-image and which one's the image. So remember, we look for which one has the dashes. In this case, this one has the dashes, so this one is the image, and this one is the pre-image. So now I know that my shape moved this way. Since it's in the same area and all it did was it moved horizontally to the left, that means this is a translation of triangle ABC to triangle A-B-C-. In the next lesson, we'll look at transformations a little bit closer, but to give you a sneak peek, we would technically say that this translated to the left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 units. So we would say that it translated 11 units to the left, or we might say that that's x minus 11, because the x coordinate started here at 6 and it ended up at -5, and that is 6 minus 11. So you'll practice writing these rules in the next section on translations. Let's try another one. In this one, first thing I do is I look for my dashes. They're down here, so I know this is my pre-image still. And now I look, it's the same size, so I know it's not a dilation. And I look and I notice the A is directly below the other A. The C is directly below, and the B is. So that means the shape slid again. So this is another translation. This time it translated vertically because it went up and down. And if we wanted to do the rules again, I could look at C and say it went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this time it went down 10 units. Or when we do the rule, this one would be a y minus 10 because the y's decreased by 10 or went down. So you'll practice the rules, like I said, in the next section. Main thing I want you to be able to do now is tell me if it's translated, is it vertically or is it horizontally like the last one? In this example, I see my pre-image is up here still. But now I can see that here my A is on top, but down here my A is on the bottom. So if I think about it, if I was looking in a mirror, this shape and this shape are mirror images. and each one is the same distance away from my mirror line here. So I know that this is a reflection over the x-axis. But again, the main thing I want you to be able to do right now is tell me that it's a reflection because they're opposite of each other. And the last one we have for now, this is if we look, my shape has now turned. So this is a rotation because the shape turned from how it looked originally. So we would say triangle ABC rotated to triangle A dash, B dash, C dash. So that's the end of this lesson. Key things to remember is pre-image is the before, image is the after, and then a rotation is a turn, a reflection is a flip, and a translation is a slide. I hope this helps you.